But in the course of 3 months, propose, buy a house, and then have my seizure while I'm in the hospital recovering from my first craniotomy. We were about to get married in the hospital because we were like, maybe I might die.
Hello, hello, hello. What's up? Welcome.
Oh, good day.
Hey.
Oh, that's it? That's all we get?
I was trying to mix it up. You never know.
Come on, man. I watch a lot of these. I know you bring the hype in the beginning. What happened?
Oh, DJ Stewart, everyone.
What up, DJ?
You're doing the intro now.
Oh, hi. I'm DJ. That's Tony Hawk, if you didn't know. That's Jason Ellis, if you didn't know. But I'm obviously why you're here. Bullshit. Go. Why would you hand that to me?
That was pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I want you to do that going forward.
Oh, I mean, I can clear my
If you
shit.
could, after this, just record a bunch of those, and then we'll
100%.
just splice them in.
Done.
Every show.
Put that on the docket for us to do on the way home. I'll
Did you wear a
just record
suit?
bunch of these.
Appreciate it.
Possibly.
The only suit I have is red. It's obnoxious.
You have a red suit?
Yeah, dude. I own a pro wrestling company. I have to.
That's sick. You own a pro wrestling company?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen my wrestling?
Journey Pro. Oh yeah, absolutely, man.
I'll suplex the shit out of a motherfucker.
I will 100% that Jason would suplex the shit out of a motherfucker. Like, can attest.
Have you never wrestled before, Tony?
I would love to see Tony.
I just got off a plane, man. Give me a break. I don't know.
I was going to say, you're just right. Like, you're talking about how you might be on the very last legs of your shoulder holding together as is without any sort of surgery.
Yeah.
And then you're straight into, let's go check out your pro wrestling circuit.
It's just funny. Like, I'm hearing this conversation when we're in the parking lot. I like
Talk
woke
closer.
up. Oh, my bad. I was in the parking lot. I was like, oh, my back kind of hurts. And then I come into hearing, like, in the background, he's like, yeah, the shoulder's just inevitably about to give out. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I should shut the fuck up. Like,
Everybody has their thing.
Well, you've had your share of hardships.
I was going to say.
yeah, a couple.
Yeah, which is what connected us originally. I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but you went through probably life's biggest challenge.
Yeah, I've been dealt some crazy cards. I've a couple crazy brain surgeries and whatnot, but I'm still here.
So you got, I don't know, is it a form of brain cancer
Yeah.
and cancer of your knee, different cancers at the same time. Is that right?
Yeah, so let's see. Like, if I were to take it back kind of like from the beginning.
Go
All
ahead.
right, cool.
That's why we're here.
All right, sick. So I'm a skateboarder by trade, by heart, whatever, the last like 20 years. And with that, you just beat the shit out of yourself. I've broken a bunch of bones and all this. And a couple years ago, I was having like this weird twinge in my right knee. And it was 2 years after I broke my left leg in 7 places. And I knew that I had like compensated a bunch on this one to kind of make up for it. Like, starting skating faster than I should have. I'm like, my switch pop got way better. And so when I started having like little tweaks in it, I wasn't really worried. I was like, oh, it's some kind of bullshit from that, until my wife finally was like, hey, you haven't been to a doctor since you broke your leg. Why don't you just go get like a regular checkup? And so I go in, and this doctor feels around my knee, and he's like, oh yeah, it's like he either thought it was like a polyp or a calcium deposit, which are all things that like make sense. Like,
He could feel that on the outside without doing any sort of.
There's a lump.
I noticed a little lump.
Okay.
But again, I was still thinking, I did the WebMD, like Dr. Skateboarder thing, where it's like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm good.
Yeah, that's usually how that all works out.
Yeah. And so he thought the same thing. And he was like, all right, so we got a couple options here, man. I could just cut it out. I could send you to a surgeon. They'll cut it out. It's going to cost you more. Or I'm not worried about it. You could leave it in. And I was like, yeah, you seem confident. Like, let's knock this thing out. And so we schedule, a little procedure that for like 2 days later, to where he's like, yeah, come in. It'll be 10 minutes. You'll be out. And it literally was. He comes in. I get a cut this big. He pulls this thing out. It kind of looked like, you ever suck on a Jolly Rancher for a while and it turns white?
Yeah.
Or not a Jolly Rancher.
Jawbreaker?
No, the little circle ones. Gobstoppers.
It's like a white ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he drops it in a little tin, and I can hear it go like was like, oh, that's weird. Shows it to me. I still have the picture of it. Still, he's not worried. And he's like, all right, I'm going to send it off to pathology. Come back in a few days. I'll take those stitches out and you'll be good. So sure enough, come back, take the day off work, ready to go skate with the boys. Like, hey, I'm going to get these stitches out of the knee. Like, let's go skate after this and roll around. I want to see how I feel. And he brings me in. And he's like, hey, man, sit down for a second.
Oh, damn.
And proceeded to tell me that like it was the really early stages, thankfully, of what's called a leiomyosarcoma. It's a type of tumor that happens in bone, soft tissue, or muscle. And mine was a little bit of like the muscle of the knee and the soft tissue right outside the bone. So we scheduled surgery for like another week after that, I think. And thankfully, like the best surgeon for that type of cancer happens to be in Kansas City, like right down the street from our house. So we went in and we knocked that out. I've got an epic scar on my knee from it. But, felt great. Went through a bunch of PT for it. Definitely have some like nervy stuff.
But no chemo for that?
No chemo for that because they caught it early. It was like stages, there's grades and stages depending on what type of cancer or whatever. But this was 1A.
Okay.
So it was like the earliest thing ever to where the doctors all felt great. I'm like, oh yeah, this suck it. Like that's no problem. I'm going straight to back to skating, back to doing whatever. No worries. This is like right at the start of actually the pro wrestling company too. In the middle of all of this, I'm like, I'm going to start paying people to fight half naked, but fake. And it'll be fun. So my wife's like, oh, okay, we've got a lot going on now. But get that chopped out, go back to regular life. And then a couple months after that, I started having these weird, I would call them Deja Vu attacks, where I would like feel like a situation like this. I've obviously never met either of you guys, or I'd probably remember pretty well. But I would come in and be like, oh, I'd have that weird deja vu feeling where I'm like, oh, I've been here. And it would just make me feel real uneasy. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the time it would make me have to like go and take a dump. Like it would like manifest into my stomach where I was like, I gotta go. And I would go and handle my business.
Is it because you were sensing panic, or that's just how it was?
It kind of felt like a panic thing. Yeah. Like that's one of the things that was going through my head. Like, is this a PTSD thing from the diagnosis? Super early. Like in the light of, everything in life is epic, and oh, you got a cancer diagnosis. That's gnarly. Maybe I'm having stress from that I don't realize it. Like I feel fine, but maybe I don't actually feel fine. And I again kind of Dr. Skateboarded it. Like I was like, yeah, it'll pass. I'll take different vitamins until I find something that works. And I started taking things like L-theanine, and I felt like that helped a little bit. And I cut down on caffeine a little bit, and I thought maybe that was helping. And then one day, actually was signing health insurance paperwork, ironically, at a brand new job, and I had a seizure. Like fully went down. I was in like a elevated desk, like a standing desk, taller chair. And I woke up in the ambulance briefly, and then in the actual hospital surrounded by my wife. And at that point, a few members of family had shown up, and I had fallen. And so like I'd landed on my shoulder area, and I was like, like this hurts. Something hurts. And they're like, okay, we're good. We're gonna take you back, and we're gonna get these scans. And they do CT, MRI, everything they can. And then they found like a golf ball right in the right temporal lobe of my brain.
How long had that been there? That's
the weird thing, is that they don't really like.
Was it a new but you just said something about your knee was a new cancer that just showed up, and you're lucky you detected it. Exactly. Did you detect the one in the brain earlier, or had it been there for a bit?
Grade 4.
So straight away.
Yeah. What I have is called a glioblastoma, which is the most aggressive brain tumor that there is, and mine is grade 4. Like other cancers go in stages, but for some reason brain tumors, they grade them. And so mine was grade 4.
4 is the highest.
4 being the highest.
Oh.
And the weird thing where they can't tell though, like they didn't know it was 6 months or 10 years because they can either grow like that or slowly or whatever. Like the thing has a mind of its own.
So what did they find out? Is it growing faster?
There's no way to really find out because they were like, all right, well, we got to have surgery like tomorrow.
You just got to get it out.
Yeah, exactly. And this is all.
Does that mean they cut a hole in your skull?
Oh yeah, I've had 2 craniotomies, and this is all like
a craniotomy.
Yeah, so 35 staples all through here. I've got rad photos, but now I've got the mullet. But I've got like a full question mark scar that goes all around. Like
so, what do? They cut your whole skull open and open it?
Yeah.
So that means they have to take like a whole
big old
piece of your head off.
Yeah, like a big kind of this shape.
When they take it out once, then the next time when they cut your skull open, do they use the same spot?
I have 1 scar.
Oh wow! They just reopen it.
Exactly.
Oh wow!
Yeah. The
so
photos.
They opened it to get something out, and they got it out, but then they had to open it again because there was more they didn't see, or it was growing again.
Yeah. So they take it out, and this is all again at just like a crazy time in my life in general. I had.
Everything all at once. So what was the time frame between the knee?
Yeah. So the knee happens in September? Yeah, the knee happens in September of 18. And then that kind of like hyped me up to do a bunch of shit to where I proposed to her on like the 50-yard line at our local football stadium, go Chiefs. We bought a house, all this, like February propose, March buy a house, April, something around that. But in the course of 3 months, propose, buy a house, and then have my seizure while I'm in the hospital recovering from my first craniotomy. We were about to get married in the hospital because we were like, maybe I might die. And so her mom like brought a bag full of rings, and we were like contacting a chaplain or whatever because we were like, all right, let's just knock it out. And I wasn't really down for that right away, so I was like, well, if we have to, let's do it after the surgery. And then while I'm recovering from surgery and cutting shitty jokes in the hospital, we find a contest online, or the radio, to win a dream wedding. And I'm talking full on like, win your dream wedding from 99, like the whole deal.
Is it a lottery, or is it actually they're going to assess your story?
Yeah, it was like a why. It was submit a video why.
I was gonna say, because if your story was submitted, then yours should go right to the top. But if it's a lottery thing, wow.
Yeah. And so I guess that everybody prior to mine was like a bunch of just chicks being like, well, because I won it, of course. And I filmed mine with, gnarly 35 staples in my head, and it's all swollen up and stuff. And I just kind of told the story like briefly into my phone. It was the first time I'd ever like filmed that way. And the next day I get a call like early in the morning, like way earlier than you want to wake up when you've just had brain surgery. But
what is the right time to wake up after brain surgery?
Whenever like 2 in the afternoon.
We're splitting hairs here. Got it. All right.
Oh, they split a lot of hairs. At that point, I had this gnarly mullet too. One. Yeah, well, it was sick. But so they call and they're like, "Hey, you won. We're gonna call you back in 10 minutes, and you've got to be on the radio." And I was like, "I won. What?" And
did they know that you had just had surgery?
Yeah. But it was all, like, this was the morning show. Yeah. It was like your morning ride. Wow. You get to hear about us. And I mean,
those guys are super awake too.
Oh, they are like, I love Ponch and Nikki. Those are the radio hosts that like set all this up, but you're not lying, where it was like, you're going to be awake now.
It's kind of their job.
100%. Like, oh, you wake up at 4 a.m. and just start, like, is it meth or coffee or what? Like, how are you?
It's a lie is what it is.
It's a lie.
You wake up tired
as
fuck
and you go,
they're
all bubbly, like, hey, what's up, DJ? You just won a wedding. How's the brain cancer?
All right. That's how they are. Fucking cold.
It was, but so I, like, wake her up and I'm like, hey, they're about to call. We fucking won the wedding. We won the wedding. And so they call, and not only they're like, yeah, you won the wedding, but also it's in 9 days. You have 9 days to get married. So they have everything planned.
Wait, one verification. Aaron, was it the dream wedding? It was amazing. It was amazing.
Okay. It was sick. Yeah. Like
it wasn't just a facade that they created.
Hey everybody, Jason Ellis here with Tony Hawk. Hawk versus Wolf podcast, sponsored by Manscaped. Both of us use these devices, and now that they've got the new 4.0 trimmer, it really is a glorious shaving utensil. The LED light is actually very handy sometimes, because for me, I'm a fair-headed guy, and the hairs, sometimes I shave my legs, and then I go out in the sun, and I see that there's like hairs that I missed, because they're freaking see-through, and I didn't see that. And then I'm like, God! And I'm trying to deal with maybe nobody else can see it, but I can see it. I know it's there, and I can't get it off. I got to get back to the man group and to get this shit off me. So instead of having to worry about that, this LED light, when you're running it across your face or your arms or whatever, like I do it in the mirror where I'm trimming my face, and it'll show light up hairs I didn't even see, mate. Like, how do you even do that, Manscaped? How'd you do that? And that's why I have an advanced facial grooming game that I'm going to work on right after I do this ad. Get 20% off, everybody. Free shipping with the code HawkWolf, like the podcast, at manscaped.com. 20% off. Free shipping with the code HawkWolf at manscaped.com. It's time to throw out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life. Oh, mate, Jason Ellis, Hawk versus Wolf, talking about LMNT. I'm a guy that sweats a lot. I'm a guy that works out a lot. I'm an older guy, and I get tired easier than I used to. I don't get completely tired, but sometimes I get tireder than I used to. Let's say that. And staying up on my game, on my fitness, you got to stay hydrated, son. It's one of the most important things. And sometimes there's not enough time in the day for the amount of water that I drink. It doesn't work. I need real electrolytes, stuff that really works. And LMNT's got it. LMNT's got the electrolyte ratio of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium with no junk, no sugar, no coloring, no artificial ingredients, no gluten. This is the real deal. All it does is help you get stuff done. Formulated to help everybody. Electrolytes need is perfectly suited for folks knowing if you're in a keto, low carb, or a paleo. This works for you as well. A deficiency in this stuff can get headaches, weakness. You can feel useless. So you got to stay hydrated. They're tasty and they really work. I highly recommend these drinks. Little powder thing in the water. Woo! Let's go. We've got a deal here. Listen up, everybody. Get 8 serving packs, completely free. LMNT is offering this. Just cover the cost of shipping. That's $5. US customers, $5. You drink at drinkelement.com/Hawkwolf. This deal is not available on the regular website, so you must go to, please, Hawkwolf listeners, drinklmnt.com/Hawkwolf. Try it totally free, everybody. If you don't like it, you can give it to your friend, and then they'll give you your money back. So you cannot lose. Thanks, LMNT.
It was really rad. Oddly enough, like the weird circumstance, the one thing we had actually planned about our wedding at this point was we thought we had a venue. We're like, yeah, I like that place. It's in the West Bottoms in Kansas City, where like a lot of the rare enough video is filmed. We were like, yeah, let's get married at that place. And sure enough, the venue that was free was the place that we were going to go. So that just kind of like worked out. It was this rad outdoor wedding underneath a bridge. We were supposed to have like 100 people max. But at this point, I've been on the news now too, because of all this craziness. And I'm a skateboarder, so we don't follow the rules as well. So instead of like 100 people, there are now 300 people at our wedding because it's outdoors.
Was it randoms too, or is it's people
a good mixture of both? Like the whole skate scene in Kansas City, and then like the pro wrestling scene, and then like a ton. Oh, dude,
that sounds like an event you would have.
It's a motley crew. Come out! I've got a huge building. I just got my own building. I've got 10,000 square foot with your name on it.
Okay.
Sprinkle in like that crowd, sprinkle in with some UFC fighters, and then that's a Jason.
You gonna get married again for me?
Deal. Let's do it. Ellis Mania. I'm down. I'll get married in the middle of the ring.
They did make me fake propose. Mania, I just realized.
You did?
Yeah, I had to do when you
You're the justice of the peace.
You have to you fill out the thing so
Yep.
you're legally allowed to marry people.
I actually just had to do that.
I did that a couple times.
Hell yeah. She just did that for a friend of ours in Mexico. It was rad.
I think I married somebody in the
There's a
boxing
lot of
ring.
power in this room.
Lots
right
of-
now.
Do you want to get married?
Right
I'm
now.
good. I'm done doing that.
All right.
Thank you.
That's fair.
But so, yeah, all of this craziness is happening. Where was I? Like, at this point, brain surgery, blah, blah, blah.
Your dream wedding.
Yeah, we go through the whole wedding, and then it gets even more ridiculous. Like a month after that, somebody in St. Louis hears about our story from a charity, and we went on honeymoon. They're like,
What?
"Hey, you got 3 months. You
Wow.
can go anywhere in the States for 5 days." So we go to Hawaii and go off. It was insane because, again, all this is like,
But in the middle of that, you're still in full recovery, right? I mean,
yeah,
it's
I'm
not-
doing at this point. I'm on chemo at that point 5 days a week, 11 months to live,
Fuck.
18 on the high end. And so we're like, well, we're not going to turn down the opportunity to go to Hawaii on somebody
Understood.
else's dime and like just live it up. So we do that. And thankfully, like I said, my body was kind of reacting well. Like I filmed a dorky little skate edit in Hawaii.
You
and-
can skate.
Oh yeah. The whole time still skating. Well, I was nervous at first because they were telling me, you can't take any kind of head impact. So I
Yeah.
was full on just street skater, never wore a helmet in my life.
Did it change your balance?
It definitely, I don't know if it's changed my balance, but sometimes I feel like I've borrowed somebody else's feet to where like I still understand everything that I used to be able to do. And I still, like I said, skate every day, but I'm not what I used to be. It's definitely
Mhm.
taken certain little adjustments. Flick's different. Like I have to think more about things. I have to like think more about when to pop. I don't know, just little minute.
It's a
things.
different approach that you had to adjust to.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, I can still fucking kickflip like any day. I'm just like, all right, well, that
He
rules.
said on the way here, he was at the airport with a skateboard, and this dude's like, "Do a kickflip," and he did it.
I hope
Yeah.
that dude watches this and can attest, like comment or whatever. I did it with my fucking backpack on, dude. That's a high pressure kickflip, like,
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
because he full on does the Chase Gabor thing. He's like, do a kickflip. I'm
If
like,
some kid tells me to do a kickflip at the airport, I go, fuck off. You do it.
well, that became part
different
of my
approach.
gimmick.
Oh, you
though.
could just be, hey, bald guy, why don't you just tackle the ground for me? Because that's all you're asking.
take a bump right here.
I'm not going to make it.
But that became kind of like part of my gimmick where I was like, okay, if I can't skate how I used to, now I'm like, I go to my doctor's office and I film kickflips in their office and I'll like nose stall in the chair and shit like that because it's still skating. And to me, I'm like, I just wanted to show people that, fuck that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm still going to skate. I'm still going to do all this. At that point, I was going to wrestle. That one I gave up. So I just started running the company because head impact again.
Yeah. It's fake, but you still hit people.
Oh yeah, and the whiplash is one of the biggest parts of
Yeah.
it. Which
Chicken neck.
You guys are vert skaters.
It is
That's gnar.
ridiculous. That's their thing. It's not a
Chicken necks all day.
No, you do it on purpose.
Ugh.
When you fall, you throw yourself backwards and
No.
you slap your hands on the mat, but it's still a huh
Oh, yeah.
every time.
Yeah, that first bump, you're like, oh, that's.
I went to wrestling school because when I realized I was going to do a wrestling event at Ellis Mania, I was like,
Yeah.
let me get a lesson from a pro and figure out how they actually do this shit.
I just opened one in
And it
Kansas City.
was very tedious. He was trying to make us do burpees for about half an hour, and I was like, "Can we do some wrestling? Because I'm not here to like turn pro. Just show me how to do a fucking suplex already." I didn't say that, but that's really all I was
Yeah.
like. How do you do that? And then I'm leaving. But he made us do the
Oh, yeah.
fall, and it was me and Kevin, my co-host Kevin Kraft, who's not the most athletical person that ever lived. And within 10 minutes of, because he was like, bounce off the rope and then jump back and land on your back. So jump back, land on my back. And he's like, yeah, like that. And then Kevin did it and was landing on his butt first and then just flicking his head.
Ooh.
And he's like, no, not like that, like this. So then now him and this dude are throwing themselves on the ground while I'm standing there and I'm like, oh, he's going to be fucking sore for that. And then he was wrecked for like a month
Oh.
from this one.
Oh, for sure. So you were actually doing that stuff.
Yeah, because skateboarding will give you a false sense of I can fucking do anything.
Mhm.
Like
Or
I'm
take
like
a hit. You can take a
exactly.
hit,
Like
yeah.
I beat the shit. I fall on concrete all day long. Like there's no way. And then I remember like the first day after where I went the same thing. Oh, okay, there's a local wrestling school. I'm gonna go do like the tryout thing where run the ropes, do the flip bump, do the back bump, burpees and shit like that for an like they want you to throw up.
Yeah.
That's part of it because I now run one of those schools. It's like a, hey man, don't make me waste my time. Like if you can't get through this, I want you to not get through it because then you won't come back.
What? So
almost.
that and that's the
It's like
that's
a
the
weeding out
measure. If
process.
someone throws up, then you're out.
No, not really. But that was just like I remember being like, I'm gonna hurl. Held it down the whole way. But that next day, I'm just like, I've been hit by a truck. Like I don't even know how to move my body. Like, you become that guy where, hey, how?
Okay, your honeymoon. Were
Oh,
you doing
yeah.
chemo at your honeymoon?
Yeah, but so I was on. Thankfully, I had all kinds of gnarly treatments. But my chemo is actually oral. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you just had to take a pill.
Yeah, I had to take a
Oh.
pill, and as long as I like timed it right,
I feel like Tony and I both thought that like
intervening.
Yeah,
chemo
that
was
you
like
had to go
you're in
straight to a
some
hospital.
chamber thing,
Yeah.
and they
No,
okay.
thankfully that I had to do a bunch of crazy shit, but the chemo one was not as gnarly. I had to time my little cocktail right to where only a few times did I not, and that's the worst night of your life kind of thing where you just lose everything in your body for hours.
If you don't do it at the right time.
Yeah, well, with like in compilation with the anti-nausea, the anti-seizure pills,
Oh.
like these different little
You
cocktails.
can't drink, right?
I can, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tony gave me a whiskey last night that I I had no business trying. Absolutely.
Please.
It was awesome.
I didn't even
We pulled out the top shelf stuff.
It was, I was like,
But
wait,
he
huh?
means like you can't drink during your chemo treatment.
I would. Not to a
Do they
crazy
recommend
level.
it? I feel like that's the question I'm asking.
That's kind of one of the funny things about a brain, like it's kind of messed up because they didn't think I was going to be alive, I feel like. So they were like, do whatever the fuck you want, man. Like you're
Right.
probably screwed. So
how does this turn
do
around
anything.
to you not dying in
Yeah.
11 months?
So I just keep kind of living and I feel great. And my 1 year cancerversary, my wife goes apeshit crazy and throws this massive party at our house where like 100 of my friends are there. Family comes in. She gets me a new motorcycle because one thing that I'd kind of resigned to where I was like, I'm worried I'm gonna have another seizure and I'll be on my bike because I'm a motorcycle guy. And she was like, no, fuck that. You're a motorcycle guy. So all of a sudden I pull up to the house and all my friends are there. And then I hear a bike fire up and my dad
Oh,
pulls
good-
it out.
Good
And
one.
I'm like, am I getting punked? Like, what in the hell is happening? I ride this huge high for the day. We have an epic party. The next day I have an MRI and they're like, it's back. In this same, it's completely back.
You got the MRI results the same day.
Day after. So I
After.
go in for the scan on like the Thursday, and then Friday I get the results. And I think I had surgery the following Monday
Yeah.
for my second craniotomy with the second
Right
same
after
surgeon.
your 1 year anniversary
Yeah.
party.
Yeah, to like went highest high. And this is now right at the start of COVID too, where like we shouldn't have had that party. But
Yeah.
we did because fuck it.
So you have the second surgery, and then do they go, good news? We got it?
That's the real bitch about brain tumors, especially what I have. The glioblastoma is there's not really a you got it. Like I have it right now. It's just
It's
one of
under
those
control?
things.
All the avenues. And
Yeah, it
you know,
works.
like-
I was kind of explaining it to Tony a little bit yesterday, but a regular tumor like the one in my knee can be kind of ripped out with like an ice cream scoop. As
Yeah.
long as you get it nice and clean, you're probably cruising, and that's where it seems like I'm like 3.5 years out on the knee.
Yeah.
The brain tumor works like a weed to where it like attacks every little like pathway.
So they
They-
can't get it all out.
Yeah. So that's why I've done these really crazy other procedures that are meant to like different things from where I did a gamma knife procedure, which is this insane radiation thing where they like lock me into one of those. You ever see somebody like break their neck and they've got one of those halo things?
Yeah.
They basically literally screwed one into my head with these big gnarly fucking screws. and then they put you into like a cradle MRI machine is what it looks like, but it's actually crazy defined radiation called the Gamma Knife. If you Google glioblastoma, you'll see like a TED talk from this guy, Dr. Duma, and he's the one that did mine. Don't Google that, especially if you have it. That's like one of the reasons that I feel like I'm kicking ass is I've never Googled it.
Why? Because it seems so doomsday if you do.
Yeah, exactly. It just seems like you're signing up for a shitty day, and I don't see the point. So, just
By the
never-
way, there's a whole doc on his journey, Rare Enough, and shows him through all these stages. But also, I know you're probably going to get to it. But this thing you were wearing,
oh yeah,
he has this headpiece
yeah, the Optune
machine
Yeah,
A headpiece machine.
that he's wearing all the time.
A machine on your head.
so it's like essentially attached to my head. So after I do, or even while I'm doing, like even in our honeymoon, I'm wearing this device. So one of the earliest treatment options, like I sign up, yeah, I'm down for radiation. Yeah, I'm down for chemo. Yeah, give me anything. Cause that was my attitude. It was like, I'll fucking try whatever. One option is a device called the Optune, where I wear a backpack all the time, and it's got a device in it like yay big by yay big, 9-10 pounds or so. And out of it come 4 cords that have like a pad attached to each one. One sticks to your head here, one here, one here, and one here. And it sent an electric waves through my brain 24/7, 365. Well, not 365. So I would wear this thing for 3 or 4 days straight, take it off, reshave my head. If we could manage to do something cool for like an hour or two that like I didn't have it, if I like wanted to maybe try to film a hard trick, or we're gonna go swimming or whatever.
I'll film a hard trick because you're doing easy tricks with the backpack on.
I got used to trying, yeah, like I got used to regular
that is-
skating just with
That
this.
is a hardcore commitment to skating right there.
Well, it was just like, all right, man, like I can't have that backpack on if I'm jumping down this or skate.
Sure.
Like, yeah, like that's not gonna work. I'm tired of it fucking smacking me in the back of the head like that. But then again, I'm wearing a helmet at this time too. So one of the biggest adjustments is, okay, now I'm wearing a helmet for the first time and a backpack, and I've got somebody else's feet. Skating's kind of weird, but I've got to. And eventually I made it work out better. But yeah, I would wear it for 4 days straight, blah, blah, blah. Take it off, do something cool. And then my wife got pro at putting it on because it was mapped to my brain to where like this one had to be, this far back, and this one had to be here. And it rotated 2 different patterns where we had like papers that
It
showed how it was
reminds me of
supposed
my
to be.
fake wig that I had for a while when I was rich.
Somebody else.
My wife used to help me put it on. It's very difficult. And if she couldn't do it, then it would just every now and then I'd be like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not wearing it. So I get you.
Yep.
That's what I'm trying to say.
100%.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Introducing Nebia by Moem Quattro, the shower head that is changing the face of the game. I, Jason Ellis, live a luxurious life. I have a shower, and I have more than one shower in my house because I'm a huge celebrity, and I know Tony Hawk. And I have a great house that has a great shower. And then my wife, because I'm useless, installed the Nebia shower head, and it's better than my rich guy shower head. The water comes out, you can change it, but it comes out in a way where when it bounces off my back, I feel richer. And every little bead that bounces off with the right power just got it together. It comes out in a very fashionable way. I would like to bring it to parties, but I can't bring my shower. But I feel like if I had a torch, and I could do like water shows for people in backyards and stuff. It's classy. It's better than all the other shower heads, and you save money when you buy it. It saves water. I don't know how they do that, but it saves 40 to 50% off water. That's crazy. That's like better than karate. It's crazy. And I've got a promo code if anybody's thinking about it. Maybe you didn't think about it. Maybe you're like, man, my shower head's great. Not now. Check it. Go to their website. Look at it. Bet you this is better than yours. And why not? Every day you have a shower, why not make it a sensational shower? Nibia by Mo and Quattro starts at $119 exclusively on Nibia.com. And Nibia gave myself and the Bourbon Mate a special discount just for our community. Go to Nibia.com/wolf. Use the code WOLF at checkout and get 10% off all Nibia products. Nibia rarely does deals like this, so this is a great deal to jump on. Again, go to Nibia.com/wolf. That's NEBIA.com/wolf to check out what they have to offer and save 10% with the code WOLF. Oh!
That's one of the best parts, though, is so people would see me wearing it, and it kind of looked like I was wearing like a really tight lunch lady hat, or like a loose swimmer's hat, like in between those, to where multiple people thought. If you guys remember Sky Mall,
Oh yeah,
you remember like there was always the reoccurring ad for the hair growth hat.
I bought one just because we had a Sky Mall themed Christmas in our house one time, and we all had to buy the most ridiculous Sky Mall thing for each other.
Sick.
I bought that.
So many people would stop me and be like, "Is that the hair growth?"
Oh, yeah.
Because I was also bald too. You know,
But did that bug you?
No, because I would I've always kind of made fun of it. It's kind of sick. Like the earliest shit I did was I made a video comparing me to Chris Farley in the Lunch Lady Land thing because I thought it looked like a lunch.
Yeah.
And they told I had to wear masks before it was cool because chemo and shit. And I was making Mortal Kombat jokes. And then I was like, oh, fuck, it's a pandemic. This isn't funny anymore. Now I have to wear this unironically.
I just fit in.
Yeah, exactly. I just was, like I said, I was doing it before it was cool.
Or you're a trailblazer.
There we go.
The masks. Yeah.
But I got
to give Lance the address to here.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
go ahead.
you ever apologize for texting Lance Mountain in front of me again, I'm going to be personally offended.
I don't like looking at my phone. We're doing.
I'm offended for sure.
Jason's pissed. We're done.
Actually, this might make the show.
Sick.
Last time I had an emergency with Katie.
Oh, yeah.
Pause the show. Remember that one?
Did her e-bike
It's all right. No.
run out of battery?
Or something at school.
So, what are they? You got this device on. Are you in the clear? Or is it just every now and then they call and they go, "Hey, it's back up," and then you get another brain surgery? Or
They never really know. So I wore the device for 2.5 years. I was on chemo. It moved up to 7 days a week that I was on chemo. And then insurance stopped covering the device because I'm in this weird pattern of hey, you're doing too good, so we're going to stop paying for shit.
that's cool.
But so, I mean, I was
So did you
ready
still
at
wear
that
it
point.
once they didn't cover it anymore?
No, because at that point, I'm still kicking ass in
Right.
spite of it. So the answer to that is again, what I have is they say terminal. There's never any getting rid of it. I get constant MRIs. I'm still on a few different kinds of anti-seizures and shit like that. But I'm off chemo. I'm off that device. September, when we premiered the video, I was very similar to your haircut. And now I've got the full mullet, which feels weird, but I'm just growing it out in spite because doctors...
appropriate for someone that owns a wrestling group.
And has hair.
And has
Yeah.
hair. And I
That too.
have hair again.
Man.
That's one of the things they were like, you probably won't. Kiss my ass. You do a kickflip.
Yeah. So it's just do you take the pills, but you don't go get MRIs all the time? You kind of living your life right now, or how's that
Both.
go?
I still have MRIs. I had one last month. I have them every month and a half basically now. And then if I'm still on lists for any kind of different shit that might be out there because I want to change what people think about it. I had a laundry list of doctors telling me that you're not going to be here. This shit doesn't work. Blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't be here. And I don't subscribe to that. So I'm I'll just keep proving that that's bullshit. It can be beaten. It's just nobody has
It must
at
be
this moment.
emotional and psychologically stressful to always deal with that? Like, I got a heart condition. I've had doctors tell me that you might not be there for as long as you thought you were. And I'm like, fuck, that changed my outlook on life. But you have it where it's constant. Like when you go get a test, they're gonna because do you think about it when you go? Because when I go get my heart checked, I don't like going to get my heart checked because I'm like, you're gonna tell me that it's even worse. I mean, what are the chances you can be like, hey man, I don't know what happened, but it seems like you're cured. It's not gonna fucking happen. They're not gonna say that,
right?
So every time I go, it like chips away at me. Does that
scanxiety
do that to you?
That's what they call it. Scanxiety. Yeah, that's a big thing in like the brain cancer community.
How do you deal with that?
It's sounds cheesy, but it's a lot easier than people think because I've got the raddest support system in the world. Like my wife, my family, my mom are like my fucking warriors in a bunch of this shit to where, like I said, I've never Googled it, but they took that kind of burden for me. If I'm not the one that's living on like the internet and these things, but they're to a degree that you have to because there's people in different countries
advocates.
going, yeah. And so they are there for me with that. And then I have the most insane group of friends. Like if you get a chance to watch the Rare Enough video, it's a lot easier to understand because short of this one little thing, I'm the fucking luckiest dude in the world. I mean,
there's some heavy scenes in there that are
this.
powerful, like with him skating and the whole crew skating behind him and doing hard tricks with that gear on.
Well, you just adapt or whatever. Instead of the backpack, I went to a military surplus store and I bought like a tactical vest and I found a pouch that fit the device like snug to where, okay, I could put it on my back and then it felt like nice and tight to my body where I was just like skating with a weird jacket. But that was better. It didn't bounce. It didn't hit me in the back of the head because it also had a cord too. Like you can see the cord bounce around and that's one of the most annoying
that's
parts.
So sketchy.
It would like, oh, okay, cool. That's sick because then.
Or you get caught in your arm and you pull it out.
I had so many, like I said, I broke a shitload of them.
They're not cheap.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they are not cheap. It was supposed to be like 18 grand a month without insurance.
18 grand to lease, to rent it.
Yeah.
What?
And then you had to, the times that I would take it off, you plug it in and it sends to the company like your readings, how often you've been wearing it because you either wear it like all the time or you just don't waste your fucking time. So I was full bore. Like most people, when they would wear it like 18 hours a day and then take it off. And I was like, well, that sounds annoying. So I'll just sleep with it on. I'll skate with it on. I'll buy a bigger motorcycle helmet to fit over it. I'll figure it out. Like, and at that point I was ready to get back to working full time again. And bills are a bitch, And that's another like crazy thing though, is people set up like a GoFundMe for a bunch of this shit to where like Kansas City skateboarding and skateboarding in general, it got shared around and $40,000 of my treatment was fucking wiped.
Oh, wow.
Like that's insane. And that's because of fucking skateboarding, which is insane. So I have this epic support system. If I'm having one of those scanxiety days, I go and I do a kickflip at the doctor's office. Like I had one a few days ago and I saw like there was a flat gap like this big and I was like, I'm going to go and skate that. And like, I have to like duck a security guard on it. And then what those kind of things lead to is what makes it really easy is that people on the internet that are going through something else, like so many other brain cancer patients or just people that are having a shitty day or some other kind of health thing have seen my video and they reach out to me and they're like, hey man, that made me smile. Or like, I watched the video today before like this appointment and
that's what it's about.
That's
for sure. That's why you share the struggle and that's why you share the challenges. Absolutely.
I never would have thought that like a brain cancer diagnosis could give you so many rad things. Like I'm sitting here at this table where I've watched the fucking 99 skate park tour where one of my first ever skateboarding on TV, like was you making fun of Tony's little street board. You were at a part, you like him and Bucky were flying around on that fucking 775s, and I'm like, that guy fucking rules. And then like now I'm here, and
it seems appropriate that it's Ellis making fun of me.
it was. Well, he had
your introduction.
He had a big
us.
vert board. He had a big vert board, and you guys were skating like a Euro gap, and he was like pissed because you guys were doing flip tricks of it, and you were just like,
it's jealous. I can't street skate, so everybody who street skates sucks.
everybody. Well, I thought we were
Including
tight,
you.
man.
Sorry,
Yeah, I was like, all
including
right,
you.
sick. Well, it's
Welcome.
not-
Hey, welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Right on.
Right on.
That's why you brought you here.
I bet your tray flip looks better than his piece of shit. That's for sure.
Wow.
Damn.
Jeez,
Damn, that
always
thing
with the
is-
tray. Just
Thing is a
I'm weird. I got-
loose. That thing's just like I don't know who's what.
that's his golden gift.
I don't know what he's trying to sell.
It's the gift that keeps giving him insults to me.
Is the tray
This is my
flip?
tray
Just
flip,
the
yeah.
one thing, man. His feet when he gets ready to do it, it's like, look at everybody, he's going for it.
He's hide your kids, hide your wife.
Oh no, but my mind was reeling and thinking that maybe when my leg gets better, it will improve that, and I'll throw it in your face.
Ooh,
That'll be it. This
I will
is
be the
move.
first to say it. That hey, man, that one wasn't hideous.
This was all an elaborate ploy.
Yeah.
Tony broke his femur on purpose to do tray flips better
Yeah.
in spite of Jason,
Yeah.
and that's how the story. Like
He
I'm
definitely couldn't do
I'm
any
telling
worse.
my
How's
kids
yours?
that. Better nollie.
What?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, you're on a different
Yeah,
planet.
I
No,
hate,
it's
I
not-
hate,
don't
I
even-
hate when
just-
people say
okay.
that shit.
I know.
Fuck you.
I can't really do hard flips.
Fuck you.
My
This
switch hard
one's a
flips
little
are
bit
better.
easier.
Yeah.
Fucking
Look at that
asshole.
thing outside that you guys skate.
Yeah.
Fuck both of you. I don't want to hear it.
Fair.
That thing's insane. There's a 9-year-old out there doing things I could never dream of.
She's doing. We're. Me too. She's doing things none of us can do.
She's
That's not an average
insane.
9-year-old out there. Let me tell you.
But I mean, that all like, I'm doing this. I'm having this conversation, comparing tricks because I got brain cancer.
Yeah, but
Like,
it's your
dude, at the
attitude.
end
I
of
don't
the
even know
day-
you, dude, and I can tell. It's your attitude. It's inspirational. Like I have the same, mine's like light version of you, but people DM me too. Like you go through hard times and you are resilient and you shine in this time, and it inspires the shit out of people. Like you just said, people are like, they could just have a bad day.
Yeah.
And then you're like, hey man, I'm having the best day ever with my fucking backpack and fucking things stuck to my brain and I might die any day. Woo! And this guy's like, oh man, my job sucks. It's like, get the fuck up and make the most of it. And
Yeah,
you're-
it's powerful.
But you said
Yeah.
it before, like right at the start of this conversation. You were like, I was comparing my back to like your shoulder. Everybody's shit is their shit though. So like, that's what makes it so amazing. I never thought I'd get so many rad things out of this. I never thought like the video would bring people out to look to me as somebody. Like, I didn't think I would be that lucky to be a person that could like make somebody else have a better day. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
it
that's
is.
like a
It's-
power I didn't expect.
No,
Like
and
it,
it's important. And I think it's important that and only if you feel comfortable with it, but when you do start to share those things, I mean, mine is on a different scale, but I'm sharing my progress with this, and then I'm super motivated and focused on trying to get better. And I do get a lot of comments like, it's really like
It's
it inspires us to try to do something. And yours is on a whole different scale of what that means, but it is really important to share that if you are okay with it, because it can change people's lives.
Right. You're showing people that it doesn't matter what life gives you, you can continue to have a great life.
that's
And there's levels of this example, and your one is, because people message me, man, I would have given up like Sal Massacre, a good friend of mine. I did a snowboard podcast, the Bomb Hole, and he did some message saying, why do you keep going? It made me fucking cry. I had to put sunglasses on because he was like, why would you keep going after all the shit that's happened to you? And I was like, it choked me up myself because I was like, because I won't give up. I won't like, when it's over, it's over. And right now it's not. So why the fuck am I not going for it? And I feel like anybody out there who's taking it slow on their day-to-day normal life, like you're just like, and you see people like us that are like, I'm not done. Man, you should be done. Well, that's the mistake you're making. I'm never done. It's never a bad day.
Not
It's
giving
in
up.
here. You can make it a good day in here. if you don't believe me, look at this fucking guy. Because, I've had people tell me how much longer you're going to live. And I'm like, oh, my life is over. Like, I don't know what else I'm going to do. Like, I should just give up. But like the floor's dropped out. I don't know what else I'm going to, like, why even try?
Right.
But there's a part of, you're showing the resilience of humans. And you're a human. I'm a human. People watching are human. They go, fuck, if he can do it and have that attitude, what am I over here pissing about? You know what I mean? Like, I'm 10 pounds overweight and it makes me sad all day. That's happened to me. Sorry, I got to admit it.
What do you think it was? How do you correlate skating with what you went through, or what was it that? What did you carry over from skating?
So I do a lot of work with a huge brain cancer organization called Head for the Cure in Kansas City. Randomly, they're based there. Like, if anybody was meant to somehow have a brain tumor, it was me, because I just have met the right people to like try to bring like an awareness to this fucking asshole of a disease that like I never heard about, and then all of a sudden it's all I ever heard about. But they asked me that question once because we were just like sitting at a meeting and they'd watched the Rare Enough thing and they were like, skateboarders are ridiculous. Like, because there's the section of me just like taking a few small falls, like, but to like a regular person, when we fall, like, it doesn't even comprehend. One of my favorite questions I get asked when I go to a doctor is like, so have you had any falls lately? That's like a nurse has to ask that. And I'm just like, oh, lady, you don't want this is too long of a conversation. Like, no, I don't. Nope, I'm fine. Do you feel safe at home? Yeah, because I don't skate much in the house. Like, but you have to be a psychotic human being to skateboard. Because there's no just like getting on it and being like, I'm good. I'm not going to die on this. Like, you just have to fall 1,000 fucking times. I don't care if it's vert skating or street skating or like dudes that just slappy curbs at 90 miles an hour. Like, you're going to get smoked 1,000 times if you want to be remotely good at it. You just have to be able to like, all right, well, gonna get back up. And so I just think that's how I've done everything. Skating just kind of gives you like a different kind of work ethic and like the ability to say, no, I'm gonna do it.
I like you use the word psychotic because I'll laugh at that because we're not psychotic, but it almost comes across psychotic because you're doing what you want to do. And it seems unnatural to the point where you look crazy for hitting the ground like that and then proceeding to get up and keep doing it over and over again. Even though that's your perception, no offense, you basic bitch. Like, it's get the fuck up and keep doing stuff. Like, I'm not psychotic. You are, you fucking lazy prick. Like, I've got it figured out.
Exactly.
You're a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Like, look at that crazy guy won't stop.
But
fucking, I figured it out.
If aliens like right now just came in and they looked at this room and we're like, okay, what does that guy do?
He's a good provider. He's not very good
Oh
looking.
my God.
This fucking guy. All right.
You look good today,
just stop
dude.
it. Just stop.
Was it the hair loss cap? Did you?
He just looks refreshed.
Can of worms. I'm not even.
How do I look, Tony?
I'm not entertaining this conversation.
How's your face?
It's fucking sore. It's still a bit sore.
Sore.
Yeah. That was.
I'll tell you who's a good provider and a handsome devil. DJ.
Yeah. Ooh.
There you go.
Very professional. I see how you steam that off.
Right? Am I right? Okay.
Thanks, babe.
Thank you. We'll have to get Aaron in here too to validate that.
I don't remember. Oh yeah, but the alien thing, like we would all be looked at as, what are those things riding that wooden thing, just killing themselves? And then you mix in like, oh, you just love getting punched in the face, and oh, that one he choreographs the fake murder thing with the underwear in the theater. Like, we're
Wrestling.
weird people.
Cool. Yeah.
We're very strange.
You choreograph the fake murders.
I don't know.
That took me a second. I was like, where are we?
That's
yeah.
You're here with
that's
me.
Another surprise.
Yeah.
You also arrange murders for people.
Nope. Just
right. I got it. No, wrestling.
Just fake ones. Yeah.
How did you? You wanted to get into wrestling. You wanted to be a wrestler. Then all this happened. How do you suddenly go, well, I'm going to own wrestling?
So the main reason I got I grew up obsessed.
And
with
did you
pro
use all the
wrestling.
GoFundMe money to buy the wrestling?
Hell no.
Is that what's happening?
Hell no.
So
I would-
lame.
That would mean I thought I was gonna like make money in wrestling, and that doesn't
got it,
work.
right, yeah.
No. And that money was gone quick.
I can't even
Craniotomies
imagine
are,
like knowing what medical costs are. $40,000 for your
craniotomy is
treatments
not
is-
cheap.
Yeah, no.
Too, and then
it's-
chemo. But
I'm sure it
option
helped,
thing-
but
oh,
it
helped
a lot.
immensely. And honestly, medical debt is thankfully one of those things where I'll pay a nickel at it every month. I'm gonna pay it off forever, but whatever. I live a manageable life, and that's something that I was worried about, for a while. And then no, okay,
Fair enough.
I work a full-time job still, but it's I'm fucking here, which is awesome. But the wrestling thing, I grew up loving it. I was, raised by a single mother and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Nothing against my dad. I love you, Dad. It's just a good joke, so don't get pissed. But then skating takes over everything. I find skating, and then there's just no room for anything else. It's just skating and music that's in skate videos, and that's all there is. And then I got I broke my leg real bad out in North Carolina, to where there's metal all up and down the left. And
We have something in common.
exactly. That's why I asked you. I was like, "You got we metal? Yeah, cool."
Finally, I can identify with something.
Yeah,
but
way
you're
to go, you crippled dickheads.
crippled dick. You don't have any?
I was in a
still
wheelchair 2 days ago. I'm with you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I know what you just went through.
I just had
That's
some
gnarly.
weird Colombian lady stab me 75 times in the face. A couple times it got stuck. I was like, what the hell? Dude, I don't even know. I just heard that it was really painful. So that's why I said I would do it.
Of course.
Because Danny Way was like, dude, it's the most painful thing that never happened to me. I'm like, okay, well then I want to do it and be like, dude, you're such a wanker. But yeah, he was right. It's really painful. That was a bad idea. It's really painful. But you lie down and the lady goes, okay, because I'm trying to talk myself up, you know what I mean? Because I know pain's coming. So I'm like, let's do this. You know what I mean? Oh, come on. And she's like, you ready? I'm like, of course I'm ready. Let's fucking go, baby. Let's go. And then it's just like, and I'm like, wait a minute. And I want to go, stop. But I can't because there's constant needles stabbing me in the face. And if I say stop, she might hit me in the eye or something. So I'm like, oh. And then she goes, okay, we're done with that. We got 5 more to go. And I'm like, fuck off. 5. Fucking, that was 25 stabs to the face. And now you're saying there's 5 more of those coming? And she goes, you want to take a break? And I'm like, no.
Yeah,
because
then you have to come back.
the 5 is still coming. You know what I mean? Just make the 5 fucking happen. But man, a couple of, she's like, this one bit, this is a touchy spot. I'm like, oh, doesn't matter. How can I? It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Because she does it so fast. She goes, wah, 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 wah. So every now and then it's like, that was pretty bad, but not the worst thing ever. And then I'm like, oh, that's the worst thing ever in my life. And then, oh my God. And then, oh, that one's not so bad. And then, fuck me. Just constant, mysterious pain. I was crying. Because when you go, I'm not crying, but my face is reacting to crazy pain.
I feel like this is your new comedy bit.
Yes, there is a bit definitely in there. Oh yeah.
Okay, all right.
That's anything that you start with. Danny Way said it's the most painful thing, so I was like,
So I'm in. So I'm all in on that one.
If Danny Way told me something was extremely painful, I'd be like, oh, that's a
let's
different
avoid
level
that.
of
Let's
pain.
avoid that.
Yeah,
but
for all reasons.
exactly.
Yeah, but I'm just as dumb as Danny Way, and I relate to him in the dumbest way possible. I don't have as much talent as him, but I will go. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And if you're saying that it's dangerous, I'm fucking in.
Oh,
And you're all pussies, by the way. I have to do that. That's in my blood. So he's like, man, most painful thing ever. And I'm like, let's see. I want to see. And then we'll bro down. Hey, man, you think you're stupid? Listen to this. I'm just as dumb as you. And then we can have a dumb high five.
Yeah.
And I can be like, hell yeah, man, just as dumb as the great
high
Danny
five.
Way. I want to be as dumb as him when it comes to that
I
stuff.
watched you do the
fives.
jump off the razor thing onto the fucking
Yeah.
your most
See?
recent thing. I'm like, oh God. Like,
yeah, that's stupid. See what I mean?
that was a rough one to watch, man.
But that hurt nowhere near as much as
The
multiple
face.
needles in the face. Like when I flew off and I was like, I'm going to miss the landing ramp. I guess I'll use my ass for the impact. And it was like, whoa, boom. And I was like, wow. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, oh my
Yes.
God, I think I broke my fucking tailbone and maybe some organs in there. Like
the
some
worst.
organs popped.
Tailbone.
Broke my organs.
I might have popped a couple of organs. Seriously. And I was like, that
my
really hurt. But
God.
then needles, nah.
Needles
Whole
are
different
a
thing.
different thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the screws into that. Like,
Yeah,
that
you got
gammon, I
screws
think.
in your temple.
And that, like, the most ridiculous part of it all is that they use just a full-on Home Depot Black & Decker drill.
Yeah.
And there was something just unsettling. Like, I swear it was.
You're awake for it.
Oh yeah. And Tim the tool man tailored it before he went. Voop, voop. I was
Yeah.
like, did you have to test it? Like,
Yeah, well,
really?
fuck yeah.
So they're just like Phillips screws.
Yes. And so I told Tony this story yesterday.
Oh, it's pretty good.
This is so sick. Like, this is how you can tell. One of the main reasons, again, I'm so grateful for skateboarding. I have my wife because of skateboarding. I grew up like skating against and with her brother who just rips. This is such a skateboarder thing to do. So I have this thing screwed into my head with, like I said, Black & Decker drill. They go, "Vroom, vroom," put me in the thing. And then afterwards, they take the screws out. They take the crown off. And my wife goes to the medical tray and steals the screws
Yeah.
because she wants to hold them. And we're going to like make a necklace
Souvenirs.
out of them or like hang them on the wall. Like, this
It's
is fucking
badass.
cool. Exactly.
Yeah.
We get back to the Airbnb and I'm in some pain. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
and we get a call from the fucking hospital.
They want the bolts
They
back.
wanted the fucking bolts back. They were like, those aren't just something that you can get at
Fuck
Ace
you
Hardware.
guys, fucking fun police. They were in my brain.
Right, like,
Let
are
me
you
have
gonna
them.
reuse them?
Yeah.
They were
Wait,
just in.
they're going to wash them off and stick them in someone else's head?
Exactly.
I
Like,
mean,
why
why
couldn't I have
else
made
would
a
they keep
necklace? I
Yeah,
don't
good
know.
point. I don't like it when you get something cut off and they won't let you have it.
I know. What is that?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I got a piece of bone that we carved out of your leg. I'm like, can I have it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. What am I going to do? Poison myself with it? Like, what? Is it a bomb now? Like, it's just a piece of bone? Or,
Exactly.
like, let me have it.
The chemo takes part of, like, it makes you weak, right? And one of the things that comes with that is your teeth. So I've got, like, the front two are fake and it ate away real bad at some in the back and had some gnarly dental shit. But I tried to, like, keep one of the teeth one time because it was super gnarly looking. It looked like a little squid where it had prongs that came out all fucked up.
Yeah, they do
And I
that.
like wanted to keep it and they're like, you can't do that. It
Why
came
not?
out of me. Like,
Yes, your own.
I literally own that. I created that. Like, excuse me.
Yeah.
But
One time I smooth talked the vet into letting her let me have my dog's eyeball. So I got my dog's eyeball.
that's metal. As
Papa,
fuck.
shout out to Papa 50, my fucking boy. He passed away a long time
That
ago.
took a turn.
But he had a
I like
his
that
eye was
turn.
fucked up. And then it just started to not work anymore. And they were like, we could just remove it. And I was like, fuck yeah, he looks so diesel. Do it. And I was like, can I have his eye? And they're like, well, legally, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but
Dude.
it's my dog. Can I have my dog's eye, please? And we put it in. I told her about, Katie said something about a jar that we put it in.
Like with
And we
liquid.
put the liquid in.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, okay, it
Sick.
sounds like you guys are, you're going to take care of the eyeball. So
So do you still have it?
yeah.
That's awesome. That's so sick. Like, that's what I was hoping to. I was like, I hope he has it in like a little jar with
It
liquid.
doesn't look like an eye that much anymore.
No?
Yeah, it's pretty fucked. But at the same time, it was
harsh.
it was
So
really
deteriorated.
yeah, but it was so fucked before it came out. It doesn't
Okay,
matter.
That
Yeah,
makes
it wasn't
sense.
a good
Yeah.
eye.
It wasn't
That's
like
the
you
reason
put
it
in
came
a
out.
nice clear
Yeah.
blue, like Mickey Blue eyes.
No, he just had the sweet like fur patch stitcher line.
Yes.
Looks
So,
fucking
what
tough.
are your main souvenirs or one souvenir from your ordeal?
Oh, it's kind of cool. I want to like mount it on, like people mount a deer or a deer head.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when they do radiation on your brain, they put you in a net thing. So like I'm trying to think, it starts like a plastic sheet and they heat it up and pull it over your face to where like, it looks like this thing in a movie where like a guy's face, like Hellraiser, I think, where his face is like,
Pinhead.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's like going through a thing and imagine you're like a sheet where if you just pulled it tight over your face and it's an exact replica. I have a giant plastic mold that fits directly
that's sick.
over my face because radiation, they don't want getting anywhere except right here. So it had to be, I would lock in the machine. So every day for 6 weeks, Monday through Friday for 6 weeks, I would actually walk, because thankfully we don't live too far from the hospital that I was getting treated at. I would walk or skate like a mile and a half to radiation. Looking back, pretty stupid. I was always exhausted afterwards, but I was like big into like, can do anything. Skateboard. That's probably one of the coolest souvenirs, like, because I want to mount it and make it all epic. That, and I'm actually like, this company, Grind for Life, is a skateboarding organization designed to help people with cancer. And so they found me and sent me like a board that is like a prized possession. I'm actually going to make you two guys sign it. So put you on the spot now. But
Mike Rogers.
Yes. Mike is the fucking coolest guy in the world. So mostly it's just shit like that. Like this hat is like a part of my life now, and little things that people have just sent me over the past couple of years that you can't really replace. Like when I had the cancerversary, every fucking skateboarder in Kansas City signed an Escapist board, the local shop.
So sick.
And now that's like, and wrote, cool shit on it, because my whole gimmick is fuck cancer. So that's written everywhere, all over it, and personal notes. And so that, like, I got that clear coated by a buddy that paints motorcycles, so it'll never, get fucked up. And that's hanging on the wall. We've had the conversation, like, house is on fire, what do you grab? Dogs, that skateboard, like, the cat, obviously.
Cat before the skateboard, or?
The cat's small, man. I'll throw him in a backpack. He'll be fine.
Wow.
I'm good with the backpack.
So are you scared of dying?
What?
Scared of dying?
I mean,
because you probably faced it a bunch of times and you had to accept it.
I don't think more than like anybody else.
Oh yeah?
Like, oh God, that was about to be the cheesiest fucking thing in the world.
That's what usually comes out of your mouth when you're talking real about.
But like, I'm more
anymore.
scared of like not living. Like, I'm more scared of like, okay, I go into one of these MRIs and they say it's back and that this one's inoperable or something, and I like didn't do something like this.
Okay.
I didn't.
You're scared of giving up.
Yeah, I'm scared of being that guy, because like one of the main reasons I attribute me, saying fuck cancer and it working. My grandma told me real early on in my diagnosis, like I lost my grandpa really young to lung cancer, but he was a smoker, a hardcore one. What I have is complete genetic mutation, like to the point that it's kind of sick because I'm a nerd. They literally call glioblastoma patients mutants. I'm like, all right, well, one of these days I'm gonna walk out of MRI with fucking laser vision. Like,
that'd be cool.
Sign me up.
Did they say it behind your back? Oh, we got a mutant coming in.
I hope so. That sounds way cooler than we got a brain tumor guy coming in.
Say it loud. I like that. Here comes the mutant. He'll be like,
yeah, say it louder. Let me get a shirt. But my grandma was like, when your grandpa got diagnosed, that was the day he started dying.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, and he died quickly.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, if it works that way, then it works the opposite.
Fuck yeah.
PMA.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was just like, well, fuck it. And I don't do the whole like, live like you were dying. No, live like you're living. Like I make plans for fucking tomorrow and the next day and a year from now and 10 years from now. I'm going to do this. Okay, it's not live, so it might not make the edit, but I think it's hilarious and I hope you don't mind. I'm trying to conceive a child in the Tony Hawk's house. I'm just saying, like, not in your house, like, we're staying in the guest house, which is awesome. But I'm really looking forward to like 10 years from now when I get to tell my kid that.
Oh my God, you just fucking.
Yeah, I was going to invite you into the show. I don't know if you want to join us now.
Come on, babe. Come on. Get over here.
We're ending on a high note here.
Yeah.
Please delete that.
Oh man!
But I do mean that. I do mean like,
hey,
I've
these guys
made
are gonna
plans for the
fucking
future.
Tony's house. How crazy is that?
Sorry,
I've been
Dad.
friends with him for like 30 years. I haven't done that yet.
It was her idea. idea. It was her
Man,
idea.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
It was her idea. But I just want to keep doing awesome shit. I plan to keep kicking ass forever.
That is some awesome shit.
Right?
I respect it. Yeah.
I kind of knew
right,
you
You
guys
tell
would
the
kick out
kid
of
when he
that.
gets older, be like, hey, man, I
Oh
made you
my
at the
God.
Birdman's
They're like,
house.
why-
That's
My
a good
name's
story,
Tony.
man. Come on. Why am I named Tony?
His name's Tony Pool Room. Yeah, no.
His name's Tony Jason.
No, I didn't do anything. What the hell?
Here, dude. I wouldn't be here. I'm part of the trip.
Goes to Bond.
I love you. Sorry
You
to
know what?
embarrass you.
That was actually Riley's old room, so you take it up with Riley.
Thanks, Riley.
We gotta go. All right, that's
Hey, that was amazing.
yeah.
Thank you guys
Nice
so
work,
fucking
dude.
much.
Nice
And good luck
Oh,
with that.
thank you so much. And I thought you meant just with like everything.
With
I was
everything.
like,
I meant everything. Yes.
With that.
Yeah. Good luck with everything.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for flying here.
Thank you so much for having me on like the
and,
coolest fucking weekend
Oh
ever.
shit! I'm
Awesome.
gonna laugh about that for like a week. That's so good. He's trying to fucking make a baby in the birdhouse.
Fuck cancer, baby. What can
All
I say?
right.
Hey, like and conceive.
Like,
Yeah.